Take 15, a Take 3 Wrestling podcast. We're live. It's the weekend wrap-up. It is me. It is Mike Bernier. I'm joined by Joe Lopez.
Mike, I can't feel my face when I'm with you.
But I love it.
It's the weekend wrap-up, baby.
Hell yeah. No Ernest, obviously, because I don't think he exists.
I've seen him once or twice. He's the John Cena of the show.
Yeah, that he is. All right, let's get right into it. Some rumors, some stuff. You guys joined us. We talked about the release of one Bray Wyatt. Now there's rumors coming out that was a, quote, budget cut. I don't understand how it can be a budget cut if you're cutting the guy who sells more merchandise than anyone not named Cena, John.
Yeah, I'm confused by the entirety of the story because if it was a budget cut, it kind of makes no sense to me. If it wasn't a budget cut, I don't know if they're trying to somehow save face by calling it a budget cut, but that doesn't make it any better than just saying
I think it would just be better if you just came out and said, hey, Bray's taking some time off to focus on mental health.
Exactly. Like, I feel like that's more understandable than just, hey, we know this guy was doing a great job, but fired. That makes no sense. And then you had Bray. Did you see Bray's tweet? Ernest actually sent it to the group. Which one? He did. Where Bray
it may have been me that sent that one.
Oh, did you send it?
The one about the fans? Yes, that was me.
Oh, okay.
That was his Instagram.
Yeah, oh, okay.
It was a comment on his Instagram.
I mean, so like the quote from it, the biggest part was about how you have no idea how much a simple, thoughtless comment on social media can directly affect the person you are sending it to. With great power comes great responsibility. The negativity in our world is astonishing. I've only quoted a little bit of it, but it's telling.
I didn't know that Bray Wyatt was also part of the Avengers.
I mean, I buy it.
With great power comes great responsibilities.
But he's not wrong, though.
No, he's not.
Like, it's hard. It's hard hearing him kind of be angry at wrestling fans, but there's a lot of wrestling fans worth being angry at.
There's a lot of stupid wrestling fans that are trying to say that this is like Alexa Bliss's fault because she took the character and ran with it.
That's definitely not her fault. I don't think that was
Alexa's fault, guys.
Like, that's like saying it was Cookie's fault that Terrence Howard left Empire. None of that actually happened. But I'm just saying, like, that would be... It's like blaming Larry... who played JR on Dallas?
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
You know who I'm talking about. But it's like blaming him for Patrick Duffy leaving the show in, season 8. You know?
All right. Rumor mill. Let's get over some stuff that I've read about this weekend and get your kickbacks on them real quick. Number 1, Becky Lynch not expected to return till October around the draft. Thoughts?
I don't have a problem with that. I don't know where she'd fit in right now.
I think that's a good hard reset for whatever division she goes to.
Exactly, because right now, look, obviously the Raw Women's division is pretty set in what it's doing for SummerSlam.
The SmackDown
Sasha just came back, and we know where they're going for SummerSlam. We're getting a WrestleMania rematch, obviously.
So barring something crazy, doesn't make sense to just try to squeeze her into something.
Right, because also, too, September's usually a down month because that's the beginning of football, so it's not like WWE tries that hard come September, so they're not trying to bring her back in September. But maybe in October, apparently that's when the draft is going to be, according to that rumor.
Yes.
That's a good time. Yeah, it's good to, wiggle her in. Make her a surprise person that comes out as, make her a number 1 pick.
Or something, something.
Talk about, really setting up one of the women's divisions and being like, look, we're dedicated to making this women's division happen. Number 1 pick, Becky Lynch.
I wouldn't be opposed to it. Other rumor, JoJo Offerman, the wife or the significant other of one Bray Wyatt, was quietly released 6 to 8 months ago.
I didn't know that.
I literally just read about it about 10 minutes ago while I was sitting here writing up notes for this show.
That's interesting. But didn't she have a baby?
Yeah, they had
around that same time frame?
Mm-hmm. So I think she's pregnant again.
Did they really fire her while she was pregnant?
No, I think they had already had the baby.
Oh, okay.
I think it was just one of those where it was like, hey, are you going to come back? And she was kind of probably like,
No,
I'm kind of set sitting here with the baby.
Or it was budget cuts.
Rumor coming around today, late last night, early today, Adam Cole's WWE contract is expected to run out this summer. I get it. Britt works for AEW. But Adam's got a lot of, teeth sunk into his build in NXT. Anyone saying that Adam is misused, he is the number 1 heel on that show. I would say he would have been number 2, but Karrion Kross is obviously going to Monday Night Raw. So when you look up the heels on the AEW roster, the NXT roster, it's Adam Cole and then it's everybody else.
Yeah, exactly. I don't have a problem with the way he's been used in NXT. And I don't think that there's an argument for, he never made it to Raw or SmackDown, because frankly, I think he would have been lost in the shuffle on Raw and SmackDown, like many other guys who got called up from NXT have been lost in the shuffle on Raw and SmackDown.
He would have been a great piece for the U.S. title picture, or the Intercontinental title picture with Cesaro, but other than that, he would have probably just been a lost in the shuffle kind of guy.
Exactly. So, no, I think he got used very well, but I wouldn't be shocked if he stays. I wouldn't be shocked if he's still re-signs his contract or whatever, but I also wouldn't be surprised if he leaves. I think at a certain point, though, other companies out there, maybe your Ring of Honors or your MLWs or something, people are going to have to start stepping up to the plate, because this can't just be everyone goes to AEW.
No, that roster's already ballooned as it is.
Every big name can't all of a sudden be signing with AEW, because then all you're going to have is every former WWE guy that's been released in the last couple of months in AEW. You're going to have places for these guys to go other than that. And there's New Japan and stuff like that. Adam Cole could just return to his Bullet Club roots or something. There's space to make it all happen. We'll just see what happens.
Yeah, because next it'll turn into all ex-WWE wrestlers.
Exactly.
AEW. AEW does sell out the United Center, holds 23,000 fans, 10,000 of which was on the pre-sale. That is for the Rampage show, where it is being heavily rumored to be the debut of one CM Punk.
Yep.
So they've sold out the United Center for that.
Not surprised.
Not at all. And the final rumor, this one came through earlier this morning. We'll talk about it here. Ric Flair has been granted his WWE release. Me and Joe are both speculating that is from his Legends contract. I don't think he had any kind of extra...
Yeah, I don't think he had a regular contract at this point. I'm pretty sure it was all a Legends contract. And I don't know what kind of money he was making off of that. I mean, budget cuts again? Question mark?
I don't know if it was budget cuts, or is Rick one of those that, the way it was worded is Rick got his release.
So, he asked to
he didn't want to be there anymore.
That's interesting, because, his daughter's there, and, granted, he hasn't been featured with her, at least since she's returned, right?
Well, since the storyline
with him and
Lacey Evans.
Lacey Evans, right. The more interesting question here is, and again, I know we just got done saying, all these guys who get released or ask for their releases can't just all show up in AEW. But you've got Arn in AEW, and you've got Tully in AEW, and you've got Ric Flair's either... Are they married already or not? Andrade and...
Well, I think they're still engaged.
It's either his future son-in-law or his current son-in-law, but either way, he's in AEW, so, I know I said this to you earlier in the car when we were talking about it. I'm not going to be mad at Darby Allin with Sting in his corner versus Andrade with Ric Flair in his corner. I feel like that would sell some tickets.
So everybody's saying, Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful.com is saying that he was granted his WWE release.
Okay.
And then was he released from his Legends contract or his talent contract from when he was technically a talent with the whole Lacey Evans storyline? There's been no report of that yet. I do love that the Twitter has turned into, give me Ric Flair versus Sting, best of 7, or get the fuck off my lawn.
I don't think Ric Flair could wrestle anymore. No offense to him.
Let alone a 7-match series against Sting.
Right. I'm not going to talk shit on Sting because he looked really good on that last pay-per-view. But, he also looked really good when he was doing the whole spot with Orange Cassidy outside the ring. Let's not take away from AEW the fact that they actually use Sting in a way that Sting should be used. Right. Yeah. Which is why I'm I wouldn't be mad at Ric Flair showing up and being another one of those guys.
Yeah. It is funny. Evil Uno of the Dark Order on Twitter, at Evil Uno, put, quote, Ric Flair should join the Dark Order. For real, though, let's party, woo man.
Hey, speaking of Evil Uno, he wrestled at Pro Wrestling Guerrilla this past Sunday. Was it Sunday?
Yeah, it was last night.
And I don't know, someone else showed up at that show. Mike?
Good transition. Let's get to it. PWG Mystery Vortex 7. It was the return of Pro Wrestling Guerrilla. It was also the return of one of the greatest PWG wrestlers of all time.
Yep.
The man, the myth, the legend. Ernest put this one on the explicit context. Super fucking Dragon is back.
And he's going to be wrestling. They already announced he's going to be fighting at that next show, I think, for the title, as a matter of fact.
He is fighting Bandito. I don't know if it is for the title yet.
It's just, that's one we've talked about on the main show a couple of times when we talked with Ernest about indie wrestling guys and stuff, how Super Dragon was one of those guys who was a little bit ahead of his time, and if he had been around Like, if he hadn't stopped wrestling actively prior to 2010, he probably would be one of those guys that was in AEW or NXT or something.
He would definitely be in AEW with the Bucks and Excalibur. If he wasn't in NXT by the time AEW formed.
I kind of wonder if this will lead to him showing up in AEW in some form. Could he be one of Jericho's people?
Maybe he's the fifth.
Number 4, number 5?
Maybe 5.
He could be.
I would make him number 5.
He could be, because right now, is Hoovy number 4 or 3?
Hoovy's 3.
So we still have 4 and 5, and they're obviously proving at this point that they're not just going with
the
Pinnacle guys. I mean, I could see maybe
the fifth one being like him, like he has to beat Wardlow and the Revive and FTR. Like,
you know what actually would be fun?
Match.
You know what would be fun, and I would love to see them throw this out there as either the 4th or 5th one. Besides Super Dragon, because like I'm all in. Like, we had Nick Gage,
yeah,
we have the Juice.
Super fucking
Let's get
Dragon.
Super Dragon in, even if it's just for a 1 match thing.
Yeah,
fine.
I'm good.
Would be fun if MJF throws like the 5th guy out there, Sammy Guevara.
Ooh.
Has to fight his own friend.
His own protege?
His own protege, who Jericho's not even going to really want to beat, but if he doesn't beat him, he doesn't get MJF.
But he has to have like a stipulation, like Sammy can't lay down. Like,
or maybe mix it like a first blood match or something.
Yeah,
like
he has to inflict
You
pain.
have to actually, There's no way for Sammy to like just lose without actually
easily.
getting his ass kicked.
Yeah. All right, Mystery Vortex results. We'll get back to the Super Dragon talk in a minute. Tony Deppen opened the show with a victory over Jack Cartwright. Brody King, who's over like a madman in PWG, defeated JD Drake, who was loved by the PWG fans. The current Ring of Honor Pure Champion, Jonathan Gresham, defeated Lee Moriarty. The Demonic Flamita, who is in a now trios with Super Dragon and Black Taurus, he defeated Arez. Ray Horace and Aramis defeated Trey Miguel and Myron Reed. Freshly squeezed Orange Cassidy over Evil Uno of the Dark Order after he hit Slumdog Millionaire. And in the title match, the main event, Bandito retained against Black Taurus. Post-match, Flamita and Taurus start beating up Bandito. We get the lights out. It's Super Dragon. He curb stomps the champion Bandito.
Because of course he does.
Of course. Out brings Brody King to try to even the match, even the sides. He gets taken down by the trio. The lights go out.
In Georgia.
And guess what, guys? Super Dragon wasn't the only person that returned last night. He's back.
Yeah.
Malachi Black comes out. Lights come on. Stare down of the century. Malachi Black and Super fucking Dragon.
I mean, that's going to be a match in Pro Wrestling Guerrilla at some point. This is that thing that makes you sad, and maybe this will be something in the new era of Pro Wrestling Guerrilla where they figure it out. But like, if that was on iPay-per-view last night,
there is talks of them.
Like on Fight?
Not maybe iPay-per-view, but getting it out faster and going to a streaming site.
I mean, that would be great. Like, I want to watch that show.
Yes,
even knowing all the results, even knowing what to expect, the Super Dragon return and stuff, I want to watch that show. It's been a long time since I've wanted to watch a Pro Wrestling Guerrilla show, to be perfectly honest. But, like, I don't know, like, if you told me, like, I'm not getting on a plane and going to California, not in the age of COVID, and I don't like flying anyway.
No.
But, like, if you told me that Super Dragon and Malachi Black were having a match on an upcoming show, and I could order it and watch it in the comfort of my home live, or the comfort of your home live, I would do that. 100% I would do that.
That may be one where they go live for
They should. Give me Kurt WrestleMania 3.
I'm in. They announced, though, Malachi and Brody King will team up at the next show. Who they're facing is to be determined. It will be Super Dragon versus Bandito at the next show.
Yep.
Maybe this is them getting the title off of Bandito so he can focus on his Ring of Honor stuff and giving the title to Super fucking Dragon.
I mean, I would not be angry at Super Dragon winning the title.
I wouldn't either. All right, guys, we got a minute left, so we're going to plug our socials, and then we'll get the hell out of here so you guys can enjoy the rest of your day. You can follow Joe at JLoShugga. Follow Ernest at EJChristian7. You can follow me at They Call Me Burn. Follow the show at Take3 Wrestling. We're also on Instagram and Facebook, Take3 Wrestling. So for Joe, I'm Mike. We will see you guys tomorrow with our wrap-up of what happened on Monday Night Raw or any other rumors that come through in the next couple hours.
Let's just point out, Raw tonight in Chicago with an audience that is pissed off at all of WWE's recent budget cuts and excited that CM Punk is likely coming back this month. I'm just saying, the most over person in that audience, before the audience tonight, might be CM Punk.
Yeah. So give it a watch. We'll talk about it tomorrow on Take 15, a Take 3 wrestling podcast.